Greetings and welcome one and all for a very special episode of What's in the Box. My name is Toybox, America's favorite cartoon witch, and this is our 50th episode of the show. Now, if you haven't gone back and watched every single episode, shame on you. What are you doing? We made 50 of these things, and for our 50th, we decided to do something special for you, our fans. We're coming to you live and in person right now. And we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons. Now, Dungeons and Dragons, if you didn't know, is the most popular tabletop role-playing game of all time. Originally created in the 1970s by Gary Gygax and TSR Gaming, it quickly rose in popularity, created controversies around the world, and then, shortly after, spawned a toy line by LJN Toys, and after that, a cartoon series. Now, what is significant about the cartoon series is that, thank you for congratulating us, what is significant about the cartoon series is I believe it was, in fact, the best Saturday morning cartoon of the 1980s. And there are several reasons why. Now, number one, the series itself was a collaboration with TSR Games and Toei Animation. Toei is Japan's premier animation company, so the style of the cartoon was superior in itself. The actual physical quality of the cartoon was fantastic, but not only that, it was a collaboration with Toei, TSR, and Marvel Comics. So, they hired Mark Evanier to be the showrunner, who is also famously the co-creator of Gru the Wanderer with... Oh, you can't hear me. Do I sound better now? All right, well, showrunner Mark Evanier, who was the co-creator of Gru the Wanderer with Mad Magazine's Sergio Aragonés. He hired other comic book writers, such as Steve Gerber, the creator of Howard the Duck, and also Paul Dini, who famously was the showrunner and creator of the Batman animated series, one of the best cartoons of the 1990s. But we're talking about the cartoon series of the 1980s, Dungeons and Dragons. The best cartoon of the 80s, in my opinion. Fantastic storytelling, fantastic quality of animation, thanks to this epic collaboration of Toei Animation, TSR Games, and Marvel Comics. Now, what else made it good was an all-star cast of voice actors, including Willie Ames, who was famously the annoying neighbor kid from Charles in Charge, Buddy, and also the original Bible Man. Yes, the original Bible Man, Willie Ames, was on the show. Also included on the voice cast, Don Most, who was famously Ralph Mouth on Happy Days. And the two greatest voices of 80s cartoon animation, Peter Cullen, who was famously Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, Murky Dismal, the arch nemesis of Rainbow Bright, and, most famously, the leader of the Autobots, Optimus Prime. Now, in a weird and ironic switch, Peter Cullen played the main villain, while the adorable Uni, the unicorn, was played by his arch rival, Frank Welker, also known as Megatron. Look at that. Awesome. So the show included Frank Welker and Peter Cullen, an amazing team up. Now, while there was a toy line by LJN Toys in the 1980s, for some reason, because of this collaboration, it was never possible to produce the actual characters of the show. Until now. Hasbro Toys within the recent years has put them out, and I've been waiting to show you these figures. Let's take a look. I've been holding them off to open them up, so here are each of the kids from the Dungeons & Dragons 1980s cartoon series. If you're not familiar, let's run the video.
Hey, look! The Dungeons & Dragons ride! Wow, neat!
Give me a break.
I don't like this!
Whoa! What's happening?
Whoa!
Where are we? Look out!
Fear not, Ranger. Barbarian, magician, thief, cavalier, and acrobat.
Who was that?
That was Venger, the force of evil. I am Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons.
So you can really see what I'm talking about. I mean, fantastic. One of the funnest cartoon intros of the 80s. It tells us the whole story right there. They're sort of sucked into this Alice in Wonderland, Chronicles of Narnia type wormhole and transported to a fantastic land where Dungeon Master leads them on a series of adventures just like you would do in the game. Most of them were based on trying to find a way home back to the real world. If you are a fan of the show, you know that the series was never actually completed and we never found out how they got home. There is a script, look for it on YouTube somewhere. There was a script of the final episode that you can see. There's dramatic readings of it, whatnot, whatever. But let's take a look at the toys. Now, we're going to start with Hank, played by Willie Ames, who we talked about, who was also Bible Man. There he is, Bible Man. It's actually not a bad show. It's actually kind of entertaining if you've never seen it. We watch it every year on Easter. It's the perfect thing to watch on Easter Sunday. Now, I have not opened any of these toys before, so I don't know how they're packaged or anything, but we're going to take a look at each one, and you're doing it with me live and in person. So there is the package, and inside they all come in a little cardboard and a paper bag. We have a ragamuffin visiting us while we open up Hank. And we're going to pull him out of his little baggie. He looks fantastic. Let's see. Like most modern figures, his joints are a little bit stiff. And I would say they have a very similar sort of joint structure as the Marvel Legends toys. Let's see. So here we have Hank. There he is. Pretty cool. And let's see what sort of accessories came in this little baggie with him. Open that up. All right, and inside he comes with what appears to be a 9-sided die. All right, and we rolled a 3. And then 2 of his magical weapons. If you remember on the show, he had a magical bow and arrow, which, when pulled back, shot out beams of energy. So let's put that in his hand and see what it looks like. There we go. All right. And there he is with his bow and arrow. Ready to shoot that beam of energy right at Venger or Tiamat. Tiamat also was played by Frank Welker. Megatron, who was the multi-headed dragon of the show and one of the other villains. All right, so there's Hank. And let's see. Next, we'll look at Diana, who was the acrobat. I always thought acrobat was a little bit strange because is acrobat actually a classification in Dungeons and Dragons? I mean, it might be now, but back then, was it? I don't know. Why wasn't she a cleric? I always thought that was weird. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. So, same packaging. Got these little paper baggies inside. And we're going to open them up and take a look. She's packaged a little bit tighter than Hank was. There we go. Oh, I like her very much. I like the sculpt on this one quite a bit. She looks pretty cartoon accurate. Of course, like I said, like any modern figure, her joints are very tight. She has very tight elbow joints. Maybe I'll heat that up a little with a hairdryer to get her posed. But here's Diana. Really cute design on this one. I think they absolutely nailed it. Very cool. And let's take a look at what she comes with for her accessories. She comes with another die, which I think is a 20-sided die. They all come with different dies. There we go. We'll roll it and see what we get. We got a 12. And let's see what... Oh. Well. She came with a bonus. 2. That maybe is by mistake. Maybe I just got lucky. But look, there's actually 2 of them in there. And then she came with her magical staff, which she used to pole vault over various things throughout the cartoon or hit bad guys with. And this one has a little bit of a sort of flanging action to it. All right, and so there we have Diana, the acrobat. Next, we're going to take a look at Bobby, who also comes with Uni, which is very fun. I always wanted a toy Uni when I was a kid. I wanted all of these toys, and they were never made in the 1980s, which I thought was a very missed opportunity because millions of children would have wanted these toys when they were kids. I mean, literally millions. They could have made so much money on this, but now they're only made 40 years later for the 40-year anniversary, and only old people care about them, I guess. But go back and watch the show. If you've never seen it, I see it sometimes streaming on different streaming services. You can watch it. and it's a very quality cartoon show. It holds up. I still watch it to this day. So here we go. Here is Bobby. Take a look at that. Also, very nice sculpt. He feels good. He's a good weight. And let's see, Bobby in relation to Hank, he is in scale. So you can see he's a little bit smaller. And we'll take a look at his accessories wrapped in this little paper baggie. Now, he comes with a 12-sided die. All right, and his Barbarians Club, which was also magical. He's got his magical club here. And then he comes with Uni, which is a toy that I've wanted since I was a child. I think they did an absolutely beautiful job with her. She looks cartoon accurate and completely adorable. She was also voiced by Frank Megatron Welker. Look at that Uni. What a cutie pie. Love it. All right, so there we go. And next, we have Eric. Now, fans of the show will know that Eric was notoriously known as the jerk of the show, who caused lots of problems and always complained, was usually cowardly and kind of an a-hole. Let's take a look at Eric, who was the Cavalier with his magical shield. But I did love Eric as a character on the show. He created an interesting dynamic for the rest of the characters. Also, you know, created lots of problems for them that then they had to solve all the time. So he was important. Here he is. And his joints are very tight. I want to look at these closely and don't want to move them too much right now until I heat them up a little bit, but there he is, cartoon Eric. He has that signature sort of snide look on his face. And let's take a look at his accessories here. He comes with, I thought on the box, now this is interesting because on the box, oh, I see. So he has his magical shield, but then it has a removable magic force that you can take on or off and place it either way how you would like. And he comes with what looks like an 8-sided die. There you go. And so there we see Eric with his shield, the Cavalier and jerk of the show. Very cool. I'm so excited to set up a big display of these Dungeons and Dragons toys in our house. Now this one I'm very excited about because it's Presto. Presto was the magician, and similar to another 80s fan favorite, Orko, never could possibly do his magic spells quite right, and they always sort of failed, but ended up working out at the same time. Not a very good magician, always was pulling stupid things out of his hat that were the wrong things at the wrong time. So let's take a look at Presto. Adorable, I love it. He looks great. And in the accessory bag, we have to show him with his hat, because that's sort of the best part. Ah, I see. So he has special hair. So here's Presto without the hat, if you wanted to have him holding the hat and pulling out some sort of magic. He's got a little bit of magic that can shoot out of the hat. There you go. Or you have to remove his hair and put on a special hairpiece to plug in his hat, which I am also not going to mess with because it's a little bit tight and I can't get it off. I don't want to break him. We're going to play with that later, but here he is, presto, with his magic hat. Of course, from the cartoon series, if you remember, everything came out of the hat that was his magic. So there he is, very cool. And he came with, what is this? A multi-sided die, 4 sides. There it is. All right. And finally, we have Sheila. Now, when I was a kid, I'm going to tell you all, I thought Sheila had the coolest magic. I had a big crush on Sheila because she had a magic cape that could turn herself invisible, and I thought that was just the coolest thing. I wanted one, mostly so that I could put it on and then go in and rob toy stores of all the toys that I wanted. So Sheila had a really cool power. When she put on her hood, on her magic cape, she would turn invisible. So she comes with the cape, and it's sort of turning invisible with her hood. You can see that there. And pretty nice sculpt. You can remove the hood. Take that off so you can see what she looks like without it. Adorable. And see what else she comes with. She comes with a bonus cape that has the hood down in the back, so you can change the hood. And then she also comes with a classic die, 6-sided, just like a regular square die, 6-sided die. So very cool. And I have something fun to share with you all, because a few years ago we had a hit puppet show called Billy the Liar that then had a sequel called Billy the Liar and the Werewolves on the Moon. And there's a moment in our show that, inspired by Sheila, the protagonist of the show, Susie, gets a magical cape that then can turn her invisible. And so this was our invisible Susie in the puppet show, if you can see that. Look, she's invisible. Where is she? So this was a combination of course, Little Red Riding Hood and Sheila's magic cape that Susie can wear in the show and then turn invisible and become an invisible puppet. Now, it's time for the grand finale. Because not only did we get all the kids, but this is the toy that I always wanted as a kid. And it's Venger, the main antagonist of the show. I thought Venger was the coolest bad guy ever. I absolutely loved him. I thought it was such a cool design, voiced by Peter Cullen, which was such a sort of antithetical presentation of a character on a cartoon show, because I mean, everyone's used to him being like Optimus Prime, and then suddenly it's like, wait, where is that voice? It sounds familiar. Optimus Prime could possibly be evil in an alternative world? Well, maybe. So this is cool because this is the deluxe figure set, is a box set, and it comes with this background display that you can use. There's the carnival ride, and then you open it up, and there's what the carnival ride looks like in the carnival with a little castle. You can create a little diorama. Look at that. So cool. So I can set up this background somewhere and set up all of our toys with that. And let's take a look at the figures. This is Venger. I can tell already. Oh my goodness. Is he ever awesome? So here's Venger. He comes with some magical bursts of magic that can shoot out of his hands. And his head can be removed because he has different heads, but there is what he looks like here. Let's put his wings on. He's got wings in the accessory bag here. It doesn't look as cool without the wings, but let's put on his wing set. Yes, and he comes with a couple different dice. He's got a big one. This looks like a 18-sided, 19, 20. I don't know, but it's huge. And comes with a little one. Let's see, maybe this one. I don't know how many sides that one is, but this is a high roller. And so there's Venger. Look at how awesome that is. That is just so cool. I know that Super 7 had also been producing a line of these toys as well. So they're starting to make some of these characters in their Ultimates line. But, you know, those Ultimates are a little bit expensive. Pro tip. You can find some of these Hasbro Dungeons & Dragons toys right now in your local Ollie's for less than half price. That's where I found most of them pretty easily. So the second series I had to buy online. But there's Venger, and Venger, of course, also comes with a 2-pack, and this is so cool. He also comes with Dungeon Master. Look at how awesome that is. Get a little Dungeon Master in there as well. So this is going to make a fantastic display here. We can put up this little board, put up all of our figures. We can put up, I don't know if they're all going to stand up here, but with a little bit of playtime, we can put up Hank and Diana and Presto and Eric and let's roll the dice. Let's roll all of the dice and add it up and see if it comes up to 50, because this is our 50th show. So let's see what happens here. Magically, we're going to roll all of the dice. I bet it's going to add up to 50. Let's see. We have 11, 1, 1, 8, 6, 1, and 30. So let's see. 30 plus 11 is 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, and 8. 58. So yes, on my birthday, I will be old enough to fight Jake Paul in the ring on Netflix. Thank you, Dice. And that leads us to a perfect segue of some exciting news that I want to share with you all right now. Because coming up next week, Toybox is having the biggest birthday he's ever had. And to celebrate, we're going to do a 4-day festival. It will start on Thursday with our annual Wham Bam Puppet Slam birthday live stream. full of puppet shows about Toybox for Toybox on his birthday. Same time as tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Tune in for that. Then, Friday, December 13th, Friday the 13th, we're going to do a live puppet show with some special guests coming from Los Angeles, from New Orleans, from Atlanta, and a bunch of our hometown heroes as well, so don't miss that. It's going to be unhinged. Death to realism. Poos the Puppet. Mr. Pants from Atlanta. It's going to be amazing. Then on the 14th, we have a big musical cavalcade party. My band Nightmare of Noise will be playing along with my good friends the Deviled Eggs, Secret Agent 23 Skidoo, Dance Krieg, Polly Panic, and more. Do not miss it. It's going to be so fun. And then for the grand finale on December 15th will be the variety show extravaganza, where we will be presenting every type of variety entertainment you've ever seen before in your life. There'll be dance, there'll be comedy, burlesque, magic. Professor Whizpop is coming. When was the last time you saw Professor Whizpop live and in person? I messaged him and was like, Professor Whizpop, can you come and do something for my birthday? And he was like, of course. So that show is going to be fantastic. Professor Pigman is coming. Hopefully he brings toys for us to purchase and does a puppet show. It's going to be amazing. So don't miss out. It's going to be the best time in Asheville, North Carolina that has ever existed. The big party before the end of the world. Don't miss it. Well, friends, that's our show for the evening. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll take some pictures of the display once it goes up and share it on our social media. But for now, see you next time. Next Thursday at 7. Good night.